Welcome to the mayhem, my fellow Cannabians! I am McGrowin, and this is 420 News, brought to you exclusively on US Weed Channel and USWC Rocks Radio. You won't believe our top stories tonight. In a stunning turn of events, Indiana is considering using, brace yourselves, actual data to guide its cannabis policy decisions. Yes, the Indiana Capital Chronicle reports a groundbreaking revelation. Logic and facts might be a better basis for policy than, say, fear and folklore. Can you imagine the sheer novelty? If they keep this up, they might start using thermometers to guide weather forecasts. Data could help policymakers understand the economic benefits, public health impacts, and maybe even dispel a few lingering reefer madness myths. Of course, there's always a cynical side, isn't there? Let's hope they don't just cherry-pick the bits of data that suit the pre-written speeches. But hey, it's Indiana. We've seen weirder things happen. So, here's to hoping Indiana's data dive won't get lost in puffing smoke rings. Heaven knows we need a little more science and a lot less nonsense in our policy discussions. Remember, you heard it here first, where common sense is as welcome as a hotbox at a reggae festival. Good evening, my merry band of herbal enthusiasts. Today, we explore the DEA's recent cannabis rescheduling hearing. It's being called one-sided, which is a bit like claiming Snoop Dogg might occasionally dabble in a puff. Now the question is, should we be concerned? When the DEA hosts a so-called discussion and forgets to invite more than one viewpoint, we can't help but smell something skunky. And it's not our stash. Of course, in the world of government proceedings, impartiality is as mythical as a unicorn on a unicycle. The Cannabis Business Times suggests we might want to raise an eyebrow or two. So, what do you think, dear viewers? Should we roll our eyes or roll up something more relaxing? And there you have it, another classic case of federal far-sightedness, overlooking the obvious because they can't see through the haze. Or was that just us? Prohibition, truly the mantra of the less enlightened. According to Reason magazine, while prohibition didn't exactly stop folks from enjoying a cheeky puff or two, it threw a wet blanket over marijuana research. Imagine that, denying science its due in the service of what, moral purity? The irony, my friends, is thicker than a cloud of smoke in a hotbox. Apparently, lawmakers aren't concerned about people's health as much as controlling it. Prohibitionists couldn't ban the curiosity of the human mind, yet they tried. How blunt. But fear not, like a persistent weed busting through concrete, cannabis research is finally getting its moment in the sun. Despite decades of neglect, scientists are now racing to catch up, just in time to discover what makes this plant so darn special. It's quite the plot twist. Seems the biggest high was always in learning. The sweet, unrelenting march of progress. Here's hoping this era of enlightenment sticks around a bit longer than the last one. Kansas City, where the barbecue is smoking, and now the cannabis companies are too. The Kansas City Cannabis Company is facing a proposed class action lawsuit over their sneaky cashless ATM scheme. This delightful endeavor allegedly charged folks like you and me a wee bit extra for their green gold transactions. Now, I might not be an ATM aficionado, but something smells unreasonably skunky here. A cashless ATM? That's just a fancy way of saying, we're going to make a bit of extra cash without actually doing anything ATM-like. In the end, it seems the Kansas City cannabis folks might have bitten off more bud than they could chew. Stay tuned for the thrilling conclusion, or resolution, of this high-stakes predicament. Expect transparency, but don't hold your breath for honesty in this joint venture. It's Kansas City after all. One way or another, it's bound to be lit. The DEA is holding marijuana rescheduling hearings, and the cannabis industry is buzzing with, well, high expectations. No surprise there. If marijuana moves down the scheduling chart, it could open the door wider than a grow tent flap for investment and research. However, if past actions are any indication, it might just be a case of puff puff pass the buck once more. One can hope the outcome is greener for everyone involved, but remember, bureaucracy moves slower than a stoner reaching for the last slice of pizza. Perhaps we'll witness progress before the next ice age. But don't hold your breath, unless it's from a good hit, of course. Stay tuned on usweedchannel.com for any seismic shifts, or just another gentle nudge forward. Hold on to your bongs, because the Supreme Court just dropped a bombshell in the Brattleboro Reformer. They've affirmed Second Amendment rights for cannabis consumers. Now you can pack a bowl and a barrel, all while practicing your right to bear arms. It's high time they recognize the rights of canna warriors, defending both their homes and their herb. On the flip side, are we setting up for more shootouts over who's got the better kush? Either way, it's a toke and a shotgun all in one legal puff. Let's see how this ordinance shoots us forward or blows us back. Keep your portfolio blazing, folks. Investing in cannabis may just be the new high stakes. Breaking news from the Pacific, where Guam has just issued its very first cannabis facility permit. The island is buzzing with excitement, and not just from the tropical bees. This milestone comes just in time for the International Cannabis Business Conference. Talk about setting the stage, or should I say, planting the seed. It's a high moment for Guam, literally. The island's green thumbs are ready to dive into the deep end of the cannabis market. A cynic might say it's about time for this US territory to get a piece of the pot pie, but hey, better late than never, right? This development means more than just new business opportunities. It's a symbol of progress. The island's stepping boldly into the future, leaving behind any haze of prohibition. Looks like Guam's about to be on the map for more than just stunning beaches and military bases. Stay tuned for more juicy updates from the International Cannabis Business Conference. Planners at Valley Roadrunner are buzzing with alarm over the new course the local cannabis program is taking. They claim it's veering off the map, much like a GPS with the munchies. As the green wave continues to roll, it appears some folks are struggling with geography. How surprising. Let's hope the planners can find their way back to some herbal harmony before they end up lost in a haze. After all, we've got high hopes, not just high profits. In news that's as surprising as finding a bank with human hours, Ryan Palmquist from First Citizens Bank shares his cannabis banking journey with the Assembly NC. Apparently, navigating banking for cannabis is like playing chess against a paranoid grandmaster. They keep changing the rules and you're just hoping not to end in checkmate. Ryan has been spearheading efforts to connect cannabis businesses with the banking services they so desperately need. It's rather like offering an umbrella in a rainstorm, except there's also a tornado of regulations swirling about. First Citizens Bank is taking strides to be more inclusive, but in the banking world of cannabis, it's a bit like inviting people to a party and telling them they can't come in, unless they find the secret knock. And while the cannabis industry continues to thrive, the financial institutions are moving at a pace that would make a snail look like it's on speed. One small step for banking, one giant leap for cannabis kind. Cheers to you, Ryan, for playing the game like a champ. In a legal haze worthy of its own smoke circle, a Michigan cannabis company just dodged a gnarly zoning bullet, according to Law 360. They've been given the green light to amend a zoning enforcement suit, proving once again that in the world of real estate, it's always 420 somewhere. Now, while it might seem like the zoning board is harsher than your dealer's strictly cash-only policy, this company gets another chance to untangle the bureaucratic red tape. Let's hope they don't get tied up in more knots than a hemp necklace at a music festival. And here's a little cynical twist to savor. Isn't it just like the system to be less about smoking a joint and more about jumping through hoops? While red tape isn't your usual rolling paper, it seems cannabis companies have to roll with it. Those are your updates today, my puffers and puffettes. Try not to get caught up in the madness. Stay grounded and lifted, and be good humans. Remember to support all things US Weed channel as we create a voice for Canadians worldwide. Like, love, share, and definitely get the app. This is McGrowin with 420 News on US Weed channel. Thank you for watching. I will see you tomorrow.